Okay, we're at near the harbour, and we're at the rail bridge here. This is the original 1854 rail bridge. 2 tracks went over the line, and there was originally, subsequently there was 3 tracks. So we would have had the 3 tracks from 2 from Harcourt Street and 1 from the coastal line. And this section of the bridge was probably replaced during the art construction works. And the brickwork just above the boulders, that brickwork probably dates from 1927 when they built the additional platform. You have the huge retaining wall here, and behind that is the Martello Tower from they were built 1804, 1805. It's a busy road, Sea Point Road. On my right where the gas works in there. Gas works were in there. I think it's now a water plant. I'll have to find out what it is. I'll put some information in. A car coming up beside me now, so I have to be careful. So these steps take me up to the former cattle siding. I think it went out of use in the 1960s. It was more or less the same infrastructure till the early 80s when the dark construction work started. Just while I'm here, they had ambitious plans to build a line to Enniskerry. They would have had to require quite an elaborate bridge over the road here. Probably from here and then down by the Dargle River. So that was quite ambitious. So there's a former cattle siding in here. Now I'm thinking it's probably the early start of the 20th century. It was starting to be used. As I said, you would have had 3 lines coming across the bridge there. And a long time ago they took one of the lines out. And basically it was just a siding here for the goods cattle siding here. It's a fine retaining wall here, capped on this side here. So there's the Martello Tower. Beside the Martello Tower you have that boundary wall, and beside that was the location of the inspection pit known as the Tower siding. When they introduced the revolutionary Drumm battery trains, Dr. James Drumm from UCD in the 1930s, they had facilities there for charging and inspection pits, so you had 2 sidings there. And on the profile pic of this video I shall put up a Drumm train at the same location. So I remember that siding was kind of filled with rubble, and then was kind of filled in during the dark construction works. So this is their Aaron O'Daird's facilities here now, where the cattle once came in. I guess they would have been brought in from markets across Wicklow and then transported out here and put onto trains or taken off trains, vice versa. But I remember there was a long platform here, and here's the remnants of the telegraph pole. There's a few of these along the way. So up here was right up till I think 2011, 2012, the Dublin South Eastern Railway footbridge was here, and it was in disrepair. They took it down. But I'm going to show you the location of one of the 2 cabins that we had in Bray one time. North Signal Cabin it was called. And that was up here. So in 1894 they put in 2 cabins, one on this side and one just beyond the platform they built in 1926. Basically when the Great Southern Railway came up, took over, a lot of changes took place. They replaced the signal boxes at the 2 at Dunleary, Kingstown, and it was called Dunleary, renamed Dunleary, and this magnificent signal box here, which was decommissioned in the early 80s. I think it was 83. But here was roughly here was the signal box of there's a pillar there. Here was the signal box, north signal box. So on the left there was the cattle siding, cattle dock, and on the right here was the inspection pit. You had 2 sidings on the right for charging drum battery trains. So roughly here was where that brickwork is there, was where the north signal cabin was. So it's quite congested, Bray station, not Dart station. Dart station is in 94. Up until 1927 they only had 1 platform, so particularly long platform, but they had to deal with trains from Harcourt Street. So the increased trains necessitated the extra platform, which opened in 1927. Always known as the Crystal Palace platform. So they bought land from the hotel, the Royal Marine Hotel, which was here. It was destroyed in a fire in 1916. So where I'm walking now, leading onto the platform, this access point was originally the gardens of the hotel. So this brickwork dates back from 1927. And Great Southern Railway opened a bar there on the remnants of the building, Art Deco style, in 1930s, I believe. So just intrigued by this pillar here. I always thought the signal box was on that side, but it said, what I read, it was on this side. Okay, that concludes this video. So I kind of covered both ends of Bray Station, quite an extensive layout in Bray Station. Thanks for watching.